सहना भवतु सहनौ भुनक्तु सह वीर्यं करवावहै तेजस्विनावधीतमस्तु मा विद्विषावहै। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। ॐ पूर्णमदः पूर्णमिदं पूर्णात् पूर्णमुदच्यते पूर्णस्य पूर्णमादाय पूर्णमेवावशिष्यते। ॐ शान्ति शान्ति शान्तिः। श्रुतिस्मृतिपुराणानाम् आलयं करुणालयं नमामि भगवत्पादं शङ्करं लोकशङ्करं शङ्करं शङ्कराचार्यं केशवं बादरायणं सूत्रभाष्यकृतौ वन्दे भगवन्तौ पुनः पुनः। ईश्वरो गुरुरात्मेति मूर्तिभेदविभागिने व्योमवद्व्याप्तदेहाय दक्षिणामूर्तये नमः। विज्ञानसारथिर्यस्तु मनः प्रग्रहवान् नरः सोऽध्वनः पारमाप्नोति तद्विष्णोः परमं पदम्। सः अध्वनः पारम् आप्नोति। That Sarthi, that charioteer, Advanah param apnoti, attains the end of this road, meaning attains his destination. And what is the destination? Tad Vishnu paramam padam. Paramam padam, the supreme abode, Vishnu of Vishnu. That supreme abode of Vishnu, Lord Vishnu. As we said yesterday, here the word Vishnu is not only confined to the deity that is Lord Vishnu, but the word Vishnu in the derivative sense means Vivesti iti Vishnu. The one who pervades everything is called Vishnu. One who has entered everything is also Vishnu. The Vishnu Sahasranama, Vishwam Vishnurva Shatkaraha. Lord Vishnu is explained in many ways. But Vish means to enter. The one who has entered everybody as the very self, who is the self of all, is Vishnu. Or Vevesti, one who pervades everything, is also called Vishnu. In that sense, word Vishnu can be interpreted as a self, inasmuch as he is as though entered every name and form, can be interpreted as Brahman, as the one who pervades everything, is the one non-dual reality. That Vishnu Paramam Padam. Do we have anything to do with this reality which is one or one and non-dual? The reality is one, non-dual, divide of the second, divide of duality. So it may be. Do we have anything to do with the reality? Is it relevant to me that Vishnu, the non-dual reality, call it Brahman, call it Ishvara, Paramatma, is it relevant to me? The answer is very much so. Because if I examine what it is that I am trying to accomplish in my life. Although outwardly it may appear that everybody is seeking different goals in their life. Somebody wants wealth, somebody wants name, fame, prosperity, heaven, and so forth and so on. It may look like every human being has his or her own individual goal in life, and therefore everybody seems to be making different kinds of efforts. What one is trying to acquire, other is trying to give up. And thus we find variety of endeavors in life. Outwardly it may look as though people are seeking different goals in their life. But then, as you said yesterday, if you analyze what's the goal behind all the goals, that person wants to be happy. In as much as what will make me happy, that notion of happiness is different in different people, and therefore it will look as though people are searching for different things. Ultimately, everybody just wants to be happy. And how much happiness do you want? Boundless happiness. How long do you want? 24/7? Where do you want? Everywhere. If you ask a simple question, how much happiness do you want? Boundless happiness. When do you want to be happy? In the morning? Evening? Afternoon? 24/7. Where do you want to be happy? Here? There? Everywhere. Everywhere, in all places, at all the times, and I want limitless happiness. Everywhere, limitless Satchitananda is what everybody wants, whether they understand it or not. And is that goal achievable? Fortunately, yes. Is it achievable for everybody? That is also right, it is. How do you say, Swami, that this goal of limitless happiness, Satchitananda, is achievable for anybody? That is because it happens to be our own nature, the nature of the self. That is because that goal has already been achieved. Already I am what I am seeking to achieve. This is what Vedanta teaches. It is the accomplishment of what is already accomplished. If whatever searching for is not accomplished, is something different from me, if I want in my life is separated from me in time, place or conditions, then there is no guarantee that I will necessarily achieve that. But here Vedanta says that you are what you are seeking to be. It says, Tattvamasi, that thou art. What is it? That pronoun that means that what it is that you are seeking in your life. That limitless happiness is what you already are. I don't believe, Swamiji. I'm limitless happiness. I don't see limitlessness about myself, happiness about myself. I see myself quite different, contrary to that. So this is the uniqueness of Vedanta. In spite of my feeling that I am unhappy, I am quite contrary to that, He says, this is what you are. Even though you think that you are unhappy, happiness is your nature. Even though you think that you are a small, little insignificant creature, you are limitless. How can that be? So Vedanta says that there is something called ignorance, which is what creates a false notion about your own self. Vedanta gives the stock example of rope snake. How? What is a rope? Because of ignorance appears to me like a snake, quite contrary to rope. And similarly, the limitless that I am appears to me like a limited being because of ignorance. The ignorance thus creates the idea of an accomplishment of what is already accomplished. Therefore, the journey in life has to be from ignorance to knowledge. But how does ignorance manifest itself in my life? In terms of aviveka, non-discrimination, meaning that false notion about everything. That what really is a source of happiness for me, I have concluded that is unhappy, that I am unhappy. And the world and the objects where there is no happiness at all, I have concluded that is where the happiness is. The happiness is in wealth and name and fame, etc., etc. Thus, I am born with these false notions about myself and false notions about the world, and I am leading my life. Therefore, Upaniṣad says, Tad Vishnoho Paramam Padam, that ultimate abode of Lord Vishnu, the all-pervasive, the limitless, he is not separate from you, you are that very goal. But Swami, if I am that goal, where is the question of achieving that? Vedanta says that you have not achieved the goal is a notion, not a reality about you. And therefore, it is not that you have to achieve something, you have to become free from this false notion of the limitedness of the self. Therefore, Vedanta prescribes a way of life. Such that this reality about my own self progressively becomes clearer and clearer to me. What's the reality of myself? That I am happiness by nature. Even though I think that I am an unhappy creature, I am happiness by nature. And the Vedanta prescribes two things, even a way of life, so that I progressively discover that happiness is my nature. I can progressively discover. In the Bhagavad Gita, Lord Krishna called it Karma Yoga, which we talked about yesterday. Here, Arjuna, perform your duties. You don't have to do anything special in your life. Whatever the circumstances want you to do in a given situation, that you are required to respond to every situation and respond it in such a manner that every action that you perform becomes an opportunity for you to contribute something to the scheme of things. The universe is a scheme of things. It is functioning very systematically, in a harmonious way. And you do your little part in contributing. In a huge machine which is assembly of a number of parts, every part does its little job. Our Puja Swami used to tell us the story of that the steam engine in the olden days. You don't have it now. The steam engine had a big cylinder and a piston, and whoosh, 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 whoosh. And that's how it was pulling the train. The piston is a very powerful entity, pushes the steam, and that's how the power is generated. Steam pushes the piston. So piston is very proud. Look at me, without me nothing can run. I am one who is really, running the whole engine, whole train. And there was one bolt and nut. And this piston was very bullying, to that nut. Look at you fellow, you don't do anything. You are just sitting there doing nothing. Look at me, I constantly function, work hard. What are you doing? That poor nut felt very intimidated by the piston. And piston kept on bullying it, and so someday Nut thought that maybe I also should do something. So Nut thought also, let me turn. And turning and turning and turning, the bolt became separated and the whole piston became separated. Was holding the piston together, that bolt and nut got separated, the piston is nowhere. Thus everything is contributing, it's something to the whole scheme of things. And what everything does is equally important. Each one of us also is a part of the whole universal scheme. And in the day-to-day activity that we perform, we are also contributing something. So Lord Krishna says, do what you need. Without this is what called the dignity of labor, that everything is equally important. Whether it is a chief executive officer or is it a shop flute laborer, all of them in equal dignity as far as the labor or work is concerned. And thus, whatever you do it in the spirit of contribution, offering. Recognize that you are also a part of the thing. We have told you that once upon a time a temple was being built from the stones, and many sculptors were working on the site. One day the architect who had designed the temple just came to visit to inspect. He asked some workers who were doing something with the stones, what are you doing? What am I doing? I'm just filling my stomach, that's all. This is labor, and as a result, I'll get my daily wages and I'll fill up my stomach. Wait till further, what are you doing? Don't you see breaking the stones? A little further. What are you doing? Building the temple. Each of them is doing the same thing outwardly. But the idea within the mind can make all the difference. And the spirit with which you are doing that I am building temple. And thus I am contributing to the scheme of things of Ishvara. Even though my role is very limited and not very significant still, I'm a little bold in the whole scheme of things of Ishvara. With that dignity you contribute, do what you are doing. So thus, this is what Lord Krishna teaches in the Bhagavad Gita. All of this calls for a viveka or the basic discernment in life. As Vedanta teaches, the life should become a process of accomplishing what is already accomplished. But really speaking, there is nothing new to be accomplished in life. Because what you want as a result of all the efforts and endeavors is just to become free. You want to become free? You want to become happy? And that freedom and happiness is your nature, therefore it is already accomplished. And therefore, do not ask for any reward for what you are doing, because reward is you which is already there. And therefore, have the luxury of doing things as an offering. Here, take it. Because what is to be acquired by performing that action, you already have. Have the generosity of doing what you do as an offering, as a gift to the Lord, as an offering to the Lord. Vijnana sarthayastu. This vijnanam, this is viveka, this basic discrimination. That life should become a process of accomplishing what is already accomplished. And therefore, I do not seek any favor at all, I do not seek any reward for what I do. Because reward I already have. But I don't feel, Swami, you keep telling me that I have the reward, I am happiness. I don't feel it. Our Puja Swami in the olden days used to point out that when you're experiencing happiness at any time, where does that happiness come from? It comes, Swami, from samosa. I was craving for that. And then I heard, they made samosa this evening in the dining hall. I was so happy. So it came in my plate and put it in my mouth and I was in heaven. Who made me happy? Samosa made me happy. The same samosa didn't make the next fellow happy at all. It's too spicy, it's too this, too that. So samosa only creates the appearance or notion of returning to me what is already mine. Samosa or anything doesn't give me happiness I didn't have, just creates an appearance of making me happy, happiness which is already mine, myself. Therefore, may your life become a process of not asking for any favor. No demand. Don't seek any favor. Seek no reward because the rewards are already there with you. And then perform the action very generously as your offering. Vijnana, so basic vijnanam, basic viveka is that the life should become a process of accomplishing what is already accomplished. That's the basic viveka. I already am what I am seeking to be. And take as much time as you require to verify this in your life. We listen to it for years together, but do not really assimilate that. I understand accomplishment, already accomplishment, but what does it? But that is not assimilated by me. If I assimilate, then I become free right away. It's already accomplished. Which means that then I have no compulsion at all of seeking any reward for what I do. Then whatever I do just becomes an offering. So this is primary viveka that Vedanta teaches. Vijnana sarthiryastu. The sarthi, the charioteer, the intellect, which has this basic viveka that life should become a process of accomplishing what is already accomplished. Discover what is already accomplished. A process of discovering what is rather than a process of creating what is not. Manah pragrahavan naraha. Then the mind slowly and slowly becomes your friend, favorable to you. Because the intellect is always thought. I must get this, I must get this, I must get this. Then when the mind is become a habit that the mind always asks, always has desires, and therefore it keeps on asking for favor, it keeps on asking for it does not have. So even after this understanding takes place in intellect, for that understanding to be assimilated at the level of mind or emotion will take its own time. It will require intellect to always perform this, ask the mind to perform action with certain spirit. Vijnana sartharyastu manah pragrahavan naraha. Pragraha is the reins, manam is the mind, mind are the reins. In our actual chariot, the reins are, they are lifeless, so they don't have any agenda of their own. But here the mind is the rein, therefore it has its own mind, it has its own agenda, and therefore it may not necessarily do what the intellect wants it to do. But ask Swami to give example in the government office. There's an officer and then there is a clerk here. And clerk, whatever remarks the clerk makes, accordingly the officer makes decision. So really it's the clerk that decides what is being done. All you need to do is to just make that fellow happy. So also it is mind and intellect. Intellect is like the officer, does whatever the mind tells it to do. And therefore, it is a change, a transformation is to happen in the very mind, in its emotions, in its habits. Vijnana sartharyastu manah pragrahavan naraha. That pragraha, the manaha, the mind, the emotional faculty, also becomes conducive by constantly giving it the right signal, right training. Every time the mind comes up with a desire, then educate the mind. Hey mind, understand, desire has no place because life is for accomplishing what is already accomplished. All this is in the classroom. Once we go out of this class, then things will be quite different. We have plans of going to Hawaii and going to, what is it, it's in Chile, here, in Argentina. I'm not saying that one should not travel, but the thing is that these samskaras of seeking pleasure out of things, they remain in us. As the teaching becomes assimilated, then slowly and slowly this kind of demands of the mind slowly start dropping off. Not that I become a very dull individual. Swami, now after listening to Vedanta, I have no interest in life. From enjoying shows, enjoying serials and TV and movies, now after listening to you, I lost interest in everything. Which is another tragedy, But anytime I must be the master of my mind and not my mind be master of me. I decide what the mind should do and not the mind decides what I do. The Puja Swami used to say, hey, it looks nice if the dog wags the tail. The tail starts wagging the dog. Similarly, if I dance to a tune of the mind, it is like the tail wagging the dog. So by constant education, understand that there may be viveka or understanding in the intellect, but that has to be translated into mind, which is just a habitual faculty. Habits are already formed in there. And therefore, mind has to be educated at every step to bring it in alignment with the understanding of the intellect. Vijnana sarthiyastu manah pragrahavan naraha. The sarthi, the charioteer, the intellect, in which there is vijnanam, the discrimination, this basic understanding that life is meant to be a process of accomplishing what is already accomplished. But since I always thought that I have to accomplish variety of things, in the mind there is a habit, I want this, I want this, I want this. That habit does not go in spite of the change of understanding in the intellect. As we saw yesterday, pointed out, Swami, look at these fellows, they talk like this and behave like something else. But talking happens at the level of intellect, behavior happens at the level of mind. And therefore they have to be brought in alignment. The mind has to be constantly educated. That is when Vijnana sarthayastu manah pragrahavan nara. There is alignment between, a harmony between the understanding of the intellect and the emotions of the mind. the thinking of the mind, the impulses of the mind. That the mind follows the instructions of the intellect. Otherwise, mind is its own agenda. The agenda of the mind also is aligned with the agenda of the intellect. This requires that we have to constantly observe the mind, its thoughts, its emotions, and bring them in alignment with our understanding. That work has to be done, and constantly done. Swami, where is bhakti here? In all of this, we are talking since 2 days and 3 days. Where is bhakti? So bhakti is not the description of a certain action. That when I perform an arati and that is called bhakti, which it could be called. Bhakti means my commitment to what it is that I want to achieve. Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatpara sanyatendriya. The 4th chapter of the Gita, Lord Krishna says, Shraddhavan labate jnanam, one who has Shraddha attains the knowledge. What does Shraddha do? Tatparaha, it creates tatparata, it creates commitment, it creates devotion, commitment to the goal. Sanyatendriya, and that commitment enables me to control my sense organs, and all my energy is now guided or directed towards my goal. Shraddhavan labate jnanam tatparaha sanyatendriya. Jnanam labdva param shantim nachirena adhigacchati. Having gained the knowledge, one attains that eternal peace in course of time. Swami, I am not interested in peace. I want some excitement in my life. Vedanta, the objective doesn't interest me, it is very dull. See, bhaktas always want something, they don't want they always want happiness coming from some action, activity. But Vedanta teaches ultimately Shantarasa. That peace and tranquility is the ultimate goal. Vijnana sartharidastu manah pragnavavan naraha sodvanah paramapnoti. Thus, when there is harmony within myself, between the sarathi, the intellect, the charioteer, the intellect, which is vijnanam, vijnanam is which is viveka, the discrimination, right understanding about the life. The right understanding, right priorities. Then the priorities become very clear to me. If the understanding is there, the life should become a process of accomplishing what is already accomplished, then priorities become very clear. Accomplished no more remains a goal. Then my recognizing what I am becomes the goal. Or recognizing the happiness which already exists in everything. What do we need to become happy? I remember many years ago in Ahmedabad, after graduating, not graduating, but studying at Upanishad, I went to Ahmedabad. Staying to a center and then going for morning class in the bus. You can imagine this Swami always struggling with the time, and so so I may already missed my regular bus and now eagerly waiting for the next one. And in my mind I'm somewhat disturbed. Come on, when is the bus going to come? When is it going to come? At that time many school children also were, waiting at the bus stop. But as the bus would seen coming from a curve, hey, bus is coming. The children were so happy, excited seeing the bus. What did they need to be happy? Just seeing the bus. Here I was already depressed. I said, I'm so late and this stupid bus is not coming. So what did they need to be happy? Just the bus coming around the corner. That's enough. Meaning that potentially we can enjoy everything that there is. If our mind enjoys that peace. So what is happiness really? That is what Vedanta teaches. This is what is Ishvara. But I can simply translate as what is his happiness? If this vijnanam, meaning that viveka is very clear to me, then I don't keep on grappling here and there and that recognize I tell my mind, look, see the happiness in what is. I'm taking a walk and there are trees around and there is grass and there is this and Swamiji, that's not there in Ahmedabad, that is true. No trees there and there is no grass and nothing there. It's such a dry, parched land, poor thing. That's okay, it has its own beauty. So even desert also has its own beauty. Provided my mind is in the right place. Vijnana sarthariyastu manah prajna. Thus then there is a harmony between the intellect and the mind, the emotional faculty. He attains the other end of the road. That's all you need, Swamiji. This is the first important step, is the harmony within myself. As we've been saying that one who is a problem for me is my own self, and that is because there is no harmony, there is conflict going on, I have conflict with my own self. One part of myself is not happy with the other part. When there is an harmony, then I'm happy with myself. Vijnana sarthariyastu manah pragrahavan naraha. So this discriminating person is thus happy with himself, within himself. Because there is clarity about the goal. That goal is something that is already accomplished, and therefore mind give up all the ideas, I want this, I want that, because you already have what you are seeking. So give up all the wants and desires because that is legitimate. When you already have what you want, where is the role for the desire? But remembering our Puja Swamiji's example, of this man one Sunday morning he is reading his newspaper with his reading glasses on. And a friend comes along to see him. In India, anybody can come at any time, so he pushes his... because with reading glasses he cannot clearly see his friend, so he just pushed his glasses up on his head. He's talking to his friend. 15-20 minutes, and friend leaves. He resumes reading newspaper, he cannot read. Realize that I don't have my glasses. Start searching for the glasses everywhere. And here, there, can't find them. As usual, after 5 minutes he loses his patience. Says, where are my glasses? As though the whole world, he's obliged to give him his glasses. Where are my glasses? In the home, nobody listens to him anyway. No response. When he screamed a lot, then his wife then comes from the kitchen and says, what's the problem? Where are my glasses? I don't know. She sees the glasses are right there. Where are my glasses? Reading glasses. I don't know. And she's watching this drama, and then fortunately his son comes along, 10-year-old son. Beta, have you seen my glasses? What? Which glasses, Dad? My reading glasses. The son is surprised because he sees them. He says, well, I'll show you where your reading glasses are with one condition. You should let me go for a movie this evening. Okay, he's so anxious to start reading his newspapers. Why? Tell me where they are. And they're right there on your head. This is example of accomplishment of what is already accomplished. What separates me from my glasses is ignorance, that already they are with me. So this aviveka, when it goes away, that there is no lack, no want, I don't have to justify, I don't have to validate my lack and want and smallness. Vijnana sarthayastu marah pragrahavan narah sodvanah paramapnoti. Who enjoys this harmony within himself or herself, advana paramapnoti, attains the other end of the road, meaning that tad Vishnu, he gains a knowledge that Vishnu is my own nature. The knowledge comes, the first step is this harmony between the mind and the intellect. That is why the imagery of a chariot is given here. As though our life is like a journey. That we are born with certain goal. Sometimes I ask a question, Swami, is there a goal in human life? Certainly there is. Ishvara does not do anything without a purpose. He has given us a birth, there must be a purpose for the human life. And human being is given this vijnanam, the intellect, the discriminating faculty. And there is a purpose to achieve perfection, to achieve happiness, to achieve total freedom. And it's achievable for everybody. It's not reserved for some very special people. That's a saving grace. Why is it so? Because it's already accomplished, therefore anybody can accomplish. Had it been separated from me in time and place, then we don't know whether I can accomplish or not. So Advana Param is not achieving something unachieved. Although it looks like a journey from one place to the other, it is not a journey from one place to the other. It is journey from where I am to where I am. It is journey from ignorance to knowledge. Journey from aviveka to viveka. But for that, the first step is this alignment or harmony between the Sarathi, Vijnana, Sarathi and the Pragraha, the intellect and the mind. Vedanta calls it Antahkarana Shuddhi, the purification of mind, the tranquility of the mind. When there is complete resolution in the mind, no conflict, mind becomes free from all conflicts. No quarrel going on within myself, with myself. There is a self-acceptance. I am accepting of myself. I am happy with myself, content with myself. I said yesterday, the most problem I have is with my own self. When I do not remain a problem with myself, because I find myself acceptable to myself. That I like to be with myself. Right now I am avoiding myself. I want to be with others because I am not comfortable with myself. My plans are that this weekend this and that weekend is that and this week is something else. And not that he should not travel and see things, but if it is something that compulsion, you are compelled to do something. You are compelled to go there, compelled to see this, that is no good. That compulsion is no good. Doing is not a problem, seeing is not a problem, nothing is a problem. Problem is compulsion, that one part of my mind compels me. Become free from that compulsion. Then there is this total peace or harmony within myself, because I self-acceptance, self-comfort, he attains the Advara Param, the end of the road. He attains the goal at the end of the road by knowledge. Attainment also is not attainment of something that is not attained, but it is attainment by knowledge. But for that, this background or this bhumika is required. A harmony within myself. A sense of self-acceptance, self-satisfaction, a self-comfort, a freedom from all inner conflict, essentially all conflict. But then only I can contemplate upon myself. Knowledge of self requires me to contemplate upon myself. And my main problem is with myself. How can I contemplate upon something with which I have a problem? So when that problem is resolved and I am comfortable with myself, then it is possible to contemplate upon myself, recognize what my true nature is. that Vishnu Paramam Padam, that the supreme goal that is Vishnu is nothing but my own self. Swami, you are claiming that you are Vishnu? When we think of Vishnu, then Shankha, Chakra, Gada, Padma. That is one picture of Lord Vishnu that shows, that he is omniscient, omnipotent. That is why these various weapons are shown in the high hands of devatas. So what Buddha used to say that Lord Vishnu is blowing his conch always in very slow, very slow tone, to attract our attention. Lord Vishnu is trying to attract our attention. So he's blowing the conch. But I'm too busy with the world. And so what does he do? He takes his gada. I'm running away. Gada means a mace. Little stroke to draw my attention. Hey, you are doing something wrong. Look at me, come to me. If that viveka arises in me, then he uses this chakra, to cut off the ignorance. That stands for fire, a fire of knowledge. Padma is the knowledge, the lotus. Shankha, drawing my attention. Gada, in case I run away from him, call him back. Chakra, destroying my ignorance. Padma, revealing the knowledge. Tad Vishnu Paramam Padam. Automatically everything becomes conducive to me. Lord Vishnu, the consciousness, Ishvara, that becomes conducive to me, and all these things slowly happen. And that is how the goal, Tad Vishnu, that so dvarah paramapnoti, the goal of the life is accomplished in this manner by this aspirant. We'll continue our discussion in the next class, which I think will be tomorrow now. Now there is the Abhisheka in the temple. When is it 11 o'clock? I don't know the schedule, but anyway. Okay, next class is 5 o'clock. Swami's class, 5 o'clock, okay. So we'll see you tomorrow morning. Om Purnamadav Purnamidam Purnat Purnamudachyate Purnasya Purnamadaya Purnameva Vasishyate. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om.